The Rays have had a flair for the dramatic so far this season. And last night, it was B.J. Upton's turn. And a ball drive. Hit deep into left center field. Gone! He hit a fastball out of here. And the Rays win it 3-2. Tonight, big right-hander Jeff Neiman looks to build off his great performance in Minnesota as he faces Blue Jays flamethrowing right-hander Brandon Morrow. It's an AL East showdown, and it starts right now. Tonight, the Rays continue the homestand. The site, Tropicana Field, the region, Tampa Bay, as the Rays and the Blue Jays meet in Game 2 of their 3-game series. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. Alongside Brian Anderson, I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you looking in tonight. We'll be hearing, of course, from Todd Callis throughout the evening as well. Rays won an exciting game last night. You know, they've won 16 games all year. 4 times, 25% of their wins have come when they've trailed after 8 innings, and they pulled that one out last night. They've had production up and down the lineup, and Matt Joyce recently has been something else at the plate.
Matt Joyce, the last 5 games, is putting up video game numbers. This guy, 10 for 18, and what you like is he's starting to come around in the power numbers. He has the 2 home runs, he's driven in 6, obviously scored 7, and he is shot right to the top of the American League lead in batting average. I mean, this is a guy like Ben Zobrist did in RBIs. Matt Joyce, now 4th in the American League in batting average. He's tearing the cover off the ball here at Tropicana Field, too, hitting over 400. Nice to have his bat back in the lineup tonight.
And pitching has been a strength of this ball club. Starting pitching very good. Rays very encouraged by the last outing from the tall right-hander Jeff Neiman.
Hands down, the best thing that happened on that road trip for the Rays. They played very well, but this was the most encouraging. 7 innings, 2 hits, an earned run. Let's see if he can continue. He had the good mechanics last time, working the ball down in the zone. That is the key for Jeff Neiman. See if he can continue that tonight.
And they're going to have their work cut out for them against this guy, the hard-throwing right-hander, Brandon Morrow.
Yeah, and you see the numbers against the Rays as a starting pitcher. He's had a couple of games that he appeared in as a reliever, but decent record, the ERA 2.23, but look at that opponent's average again, 126, and it's the power numbers against the Rays. He's gone 32 in the 3rd innings, have struck out 39 guys, and only given up 13 hits. He can be dominant. He knows how to put you away.
It should be an outstanding pitching matchup with these 2 right-handers, Jeff Neiman and Brandon Morrow. First pitch just moments away. When we come back, Todd Callis takes a closer look at some of the exciting finishes the Rays have been involved in this year.
last night. It's always fun to come off of a game where you have a walk-off home run, and that was the case last night for the Rays. Fourth time this year the Rays were able to walk it off. Of their home wins, they already have 4 walk-off victories. The record is 7-1 season. We'll take you back to Johnny back on April the 14th as he won this game 4-3. And then Damon against the Minnesota Twins would get a single for another walk-off win. And then against the Angels, a wild pitch for a walk-off winner. And then it was last night, B.J. Upton able to make it 4, and the celebration was on. Now here we go, the wild pitch by Fernando Rodney gives him a 3rd walk-off win. Matt Joyce would score after a double. He's moved to 3rd by Casey Kochman on a ground out. Now we'll go to last night when B.J. Upton takes this pitch from John Roush and sends it about 5 rows deep over the left field wall, and the celebration would be on for the Rays as they win it 3-2. Again, their 4th walk-off victory of the season. Tonight is a website Wednesday for you here on Fox Sports Florida and Sun Sports. That means you can log on to foxsportsflorida.com, click on the Rays link, and ask these guys whatever you want. They will have the answers for you all night long. And on our way out, we will also have James Shields mic'd up. And here are some sounds of the game from earlier today from Mr. Shields. Baseball right around the corner.
How you feeling today? How you feeling after your first day in the show? Pick your game up. I know you got famous last night, but
it's like last New York. It's the worst.
that was big boy right there.
Of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. Tires Plus, thinking tires, think Tires Plus. AT&T, and by Toyota, moving forward. Rays and the Blue Jays, Joe Maddon's club coming in with 16 wins, 13 losses this year. The Rays, after that 0-6 start, have gone 16-7. And for the Toronto Blue Jays, the lineup features Rajai Davis in right field leading off, followed by Corey Patterson and Yunel Escobar. Hitting cleanup, the first baseman Adam Lind. Juan Rivera is in left. Edwin Encarnacion in third. The DH is David Cooper. Jose Molina will do the catching, batting eighth. John McDonald at second base, the number 9 hitter.
And making the start for the Rays this evening is right-hander Jeff Neiman. It will be his 6th start of the season, coming off his best of the year. Up in Minnesota, he went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits and a run.
And here is Davis. Led off in last night's game, went 0 for 4. And the first pitch is a high fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. That's a strike. 1-1. Davis spent some time on the disabled list. He's just been off under a week now. Had an ankle issue. Pop up, right side foul. Kochman after it, and he runs out of room. Down into the far end of that dugout and down into the photographer's area. So apparently Kochman was ready for his close-up already, running right into that camera down there. One and two, the count to Davis. Ooh, pretty close right there, a little wide. 2-2.
Boy, good shot there by Neiman. A fastball just off the plate.
A tap foul. Davis at the top of this order. If he gets on base consistently, here's a guy who can really run.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly why he's there. Manager John Farrell trying to incorporate a little bit more of a running game into the Blue Jays this year. Last year, more of the sit back and wait for those home runs, trying to be more versatile.
Chop towards short, charged by Brignac. His throw is in time. Oh, he's safe. Davis got down that line and beat out that bouncer to shortstop, showing some of that speed.
Well, that's exactly what you were talking about, Dwayne. He came flying out. You know, those guys, they can smell those base hits. The fast guys with the infield hits, the ball took a couple of hops high, and you see right there, that's as close as it gets, and it looks like Davis' foot did get in there. As the yeah, I mean, that's a good call. He's safe.
Joe West, the crew chief, on the call. And Corey Patterson steps in. And just moments ago, West and Reed Brignac were exchanging pleasantries. Reed carried the lineup card out for Joe Madden tonight in the meeting at home plate. And they had some pleasant exchanges, it appeared. And on the very first call of this game, a close call at first, and Joe West appeared to get it right. Davis aboard on the infield hit on that chop to Brignac.
It just goes to show you, Dwayne, you never really know who your friends are. Thought he had Joe, you know.
I'm learning that every day. The man at first with good speed, and Corey Patterson, who's been swinging a healthy bat recently. Runner takes off. The pitch is high, and the throw, nobody covering. Brignac saves it. Throw back to second, and Davis back in there. You talk about some acrobatic around second base. Nobody covering, and Brignac at the last moment got over there and saved that ball from going into center field. How about that?
This is the best play I've ever seen on a complete defensive breakdown. I mean, nobody covering second base. You've got Rajai Davis on first. We just saw what his speed's able to do, and there was a defensive breakdown between Zobrist and Brignac as to who had the bag in that situation.
I know that you hate that defensive indifference call, but that's ridiculous. Foul ball
by rule, that's what it is. Nobody cared enough to cover.
Wow.
But Brignac, by diving and knocking that ball down, keeps Davis at second base. He would have walked to third.
One the count here. Brignac breaks to the bag, and a turn, but nothing doing. Well, normally speaking, if you've got Patterson hitting left-handed up there, you expect the shortstop to cover.
Yeah, you do. And boy, it looked like Ben Zobrist had cut over short, was just hanging near the bag.
2 balls and a strike.
Reed Brignac could have still been smarting over that first play. They called the runner safe at first, and you're not real happy with that call.
Meanwhile, Corey Patterson, who's working on a 7-game hitting streak right now in the batter's box. And there's a pop-up foul ball. Will it stay playable? Back to the screen. Jaso makes the catch.
Now let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up tonight behind Jeff Neiman. Here we go, left to right in the outfield. Sam Fuld, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Reed Brignac, Ben Zobrist, and Casey Kochman. John Jaso catching. Tonight's defense is brought to you by me.
Escobar at 262. Couple of home runs and 8 runs batted in. There goes Davis trying to steal third, and the pitch is fouled. Davis 6 of 8 in the steal department this year, and 3 out of 3 stealing third, and had a good running start that time.
Well, that's the whole key when stealing third base. As a pitcher, you've got to make the runner stop.
So the Blue Jays with a man in scoring position here in the first on the infield hit. The steal of second. 1 strike the count to Escobar. He was 0 for 2 and walked twice last night. Big cut, and he comes up empty. 0-2. '28-year-old right-hander Jeff Neiman, 3-2 lifetime against the Blue Jays. And there goes the runner trying to steal third, hit on the ground to Brignac at short. And the throw to first low, dug out by Kochman. Brignac took a little glance at the runner Davis after he had already reached third. He was braking on that pitch just to make sure. 2 gone.
You see that speed has the Rays defense concerned. Davis taking off here, the ground ball to Brignac. You see the time he takes. A couple extra shuffles and then the throw a little bit low. Casey Kochman, the good glove, able to dig it out.
So that infield hit, a steal and a move to third. Davis at third with 2 gone for Adam Lind. And Lind has been swinging a productive bat recently. 1 ball, no strikes. And he has been tough, not only on this road trip as you see there, but tough against Neiman.
Well, if you're going to be missing Jose Bautista, someone had better be stepping up.
1-1, a little roller foul. Bautista with that bad neck. He had a stiff neck and then had other problems with it. Injured, making a defensive play in Texas. So the Rays catch a break there when they don't have to face him. Lynn went after the high fastball. Took a big cut.
Well, Adam Lind likes the fastball up, but if you can get above his hands, he will. He will take that lumberjack swing right there.
There's 5 home runs on the year, 4 in the last 7 games. The pitch is away. 2-2. Davis the runner. 2-2. And a high fly ball deep into right field. Joyce back, and that one is gone. So Lynn, who has been very hot, continues that hot hitting and continues to be effective against Jeff Neiman. In an off-speed pitch out of here, and it's 2-0 Toronto.
Now Adam Lynn gets a split finger down in the strike zone. This is what you see, the grip down and working its way in to a left-hander. Well, that's what they do to it. That big uppercut, powerful swing. This ball gets out of here deep. A quick 2-run lead. Adam Lynn takes advantage of poor location.
Now Juan Rivera. The pitch is a strike at the knees. Fastball to start Rivera. Fifth home run given up by Neiman. And he drops the curveball over for a strike. 0-2. And the breaking ball just missed there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a broken bat. That pitch coming in on Rivera as he fouls it. Count still 1-2. Jose Bautista not in this game. He was hit in that series with Texas. And then injured making a play in the outfield. So it was a tough series for him. And he is not playing in this series. Fly ball, right center field. Joyce will have to chase this one on 2 hops to the wall. Rivera hits second and stops with a double. So 3 hits and 2 runs in the first for Toronto tonight.
Juan Rivera is showing some nice power into the right center field gap. A breaking ball, slider down and away off the plate. But look at him. Look at him go right out there and get it. Not the best swing in the world, but he gets backspin on it and gets it out there between the outfielders. Some good carry on that ball.
Encarnacion lining one foul. Encarnacion always ready to swing the bat. And on that first pitch was out in front. That one hit him. Just got him. So Encarnacion heads to first. And the inning will continue, turning out to be a long first for Neiman.
I think this right here was Jeff Neiman saying enough is enough. After that first swing there by Encarnacion, where he lined the ball down into the gap after the home run, after the double, he's trying to take back that plate. These Toronto Blue Jay hitters are getting awfully comfortable up there, and by coming up and in, he nicks the hand of Encarnacion, but still a good idea by Neiman to try to reclaim that plate and send a message.
Well, here's David Cooper, their first round pick in the 08 draft. Cooper's 2 of 14 since being recalled from the minor leagues. Want to know the count to him. Fouled away. 1-1. Cooper was the DH in last night's game. A ball, 2 strikes. Two runs home, 2 men on, 2 outs. And the 1-2 hit on the ground to the right side. Zobrist, Kochman back to the bag, makes the reception on the toss by Zobrist. Top of the first over. Rays coming in to hit, down by 2. Skipper of the Toronto Blue Jays. We've got a 2-run lead now to start this game, and the Rays will have Sam Fuld in the leadoff spot again. Vin Zobrist hits second in front of the DH Johnny Damon, with Evan Longoria hitting cleanup tonight. Matt Joyce in the 5th spot. B.J. Upton in center field hitting 6th. Casey Kochman, Reed Brignac, and John Jaso in the 7, 8, and 9 spots.
Right-hander Brandon Morrow making his 3rd start of the season for the Blue Jays. His first start coming off the disabled list was against the Rays. He went 5 1/3, gave up 3 earned runs on 3 hits. Big-time power pitcher. You see that right there just in the early going. 16 strikeouts in the 11 1/3 inning.
10 of those strikeouts in 5 1/3 against the Rays. And the Rays eventually won that game 6-4. Well, here's Sam Fuld. He takes a pitch high. 1 ball and no strikes. That's a strike. Fuld reached 3 times against Brandon Morrow when he faced him in Toronto. 2 of those were walks, the other one a base hit. And he scored a couple runs in that outing. Fastball is fouled straight back, 1-2. Sam hitting .274 for the year, and you see right there a little over 300 against right-handed pitching. And that fastball, that went up at 97.
Yeah, you could see, too, that velocity, the way that little half turn there by Morrow hides the ball well, and that ball exploded. You saw the swing by Fuld. That ate him up pretty good.
Yeah, that little half turn would make him make an average fastball look a little quicker, but he's got great arm strength on top of that.
Well, where he can get away with that, yeah, that little turn, too, mechanically, is he doesn't have the turn where he's got to overcompensate by, after he delivers the ball to the plate, really swing off towards first base. It's a quick little turn, but he really rights the ship before he starts to head to the plate. And you're right, the ball explodes out of that arm. Very easy on the mechanics.
And back to the mound. Morrow with the pickup and toss to Lind at first. It's one away.
Well, let's take a look at the Blue Jay defense as it lines up tonight. Left and right in the outfield, Juan Rivera, Corey Patterson, and Rajay Davis. Across the infield, third to first, Edwin Encarnacion, Yunel Escobar, John McDonald, and Adam Lind. Jose Molina behind the plate.
Yeah, Molina's something of a fixture for Brandon Morrow. Morrow made 27 starts last year, and Molina was back there 20 times when Morrow started.
Well, Brandon Morrow, new to this starting business, hasn't been doing it very long. Last year was the first year he was a full-time starter, had 26 of them. And so you got a guy like Jose Molina to be able to plug behind the plate, knowing how to put down the fingers, controls the running game. He takes a lot of the thinking off the pitcher's mind.
What? Oh, that's too high. 2 balls and no strikes the count. You know, that's said so much in so many ways. Never was so much spoken with nothing being spoken. The pitch away.
Nothing being up there.
3 balls, no strikes the count to Zobrist. And ball 4. So the Rays have a base runner. The Rays managed 3 runs, 3 hits off Morrow, and 5 1/3. He wound up taking a 6-4 loss when he left with a man on base and that runner scored. And here is Johnny Damon. Johnny with 4 home runs, 20 runs batted in, and that pitch in, and he fouls it, and he hit one off Brandon Morrow up in Toronto. Got ahead 3-1 and hit one out to right field. A 2-run shot that followed a walk to Sam Fold. So Johnny was in the middle of that hitting streak. 1 strike to count right now. Takes it upstairs. Fastball at 96. Blue Jays got the 2-run home run from their first baseman Adam Lind at the top of the inning. Zobrist back in at first. Fly ball the other way toward the line and left. Rivera's still on the move, but it's foul and out of his reach. Rivera went into that slide. He really didn't want to run into the low wall.
Yeah, it looked like he had room to make the catch. But you're right, Dwayne. He senses that wall's there, doesn't want to get. Look at it. He starts the reach there and the look and the slide. You can still see plenty of room to be able to make that catch. But
I'm not sure he could have caught that ball even had he been positioned properly, because he was, as soon as he went into the slide, he was looking at the wall.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He lost sight of that baseball.
No fan of the short wall.
Count still, a ball, 2 strikes to Johnny Damon.
Yeah, he was clearly in self-preservation mode.
Damon hitting third in front of Evan Longoria tonight. The chop right side. Lynn takes it down to second. Escobar does not make a return throw. Zobrist is forced at second base.
Had to take too long to get that ball over to Escobar. Right there, that comes off the bat. Nice little gravy hop to Lynn. Right here, easy. Had to take his time getting it there, and Johnny Damon was hustling out of the box. No chance to double him up.
Yeah, and in Canada, it's fries and gravy hop. So here's Longoria. Evan takes it down. A ball, no strikes. Evan returning to action last night at a base hit, his second time up.
That's filthy.
Yes, that had some nice little late bend to it. And it's 1-1.
With good velocity, 87-mile-an-hour slider that just took off. See that ball down the middle of the plate and start your swing, expecting it there, and see you later.
1-1 to count. And low popping away from Molina. An attempt at a move up, and Damon is out at second base on the recovery. Damon tries to move up and is thrown out by Molina. So that ends the inning for the Rays. We go to the second, 2-0 Toronto.
Second inning, James Shields wearing a microphone for us tonight. We check in on the sounds of the game with number 33.
Who's pitching for them? Morrow?
Yeah.
He had 17 against us?
No, one hitter?
It was 17 punch-outs now. I wonder if BA's ever had 17 punch-outs. over the course of the year.
Well, that doesn't qualify, guys, as our first question in Website Wednesday asked the announcers. But there you see Shields and his partner in crime, David Price, who's not staying for the whole game. He's pitching tomorrow during the day game. So those hijinks only for a couple more innings, but Shields will have the mic on all night. Our first Website Wednesday question, and here's a line drive. It is short hop by Evan Longoria. He'll make the throw across for the first out as Jose Molina is retired. Our first question was one we were trying to get in the pregame show. We ran out of time. It's directed to either guy, Dwayne or BA, and it's about calling pitches. Luke from Orlando wanted to know, does a catcher call the pitches all the time? And if not, is it somebody else who might call the pitches from the dugout, guys?
Well, first I want to touch on the Shields
want
with the
rebuttal
strikeout.
time?
I want a rebuttal on Shields with the strikeouts. Tell them that there was at least 1 month, and I want to say it was probably in the August-September range, that I had 17 strikeouts in a month.
That month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about this? I had one game where I struck out 12 guys in a game.
Yeah.
12 punch-outs in a game. 12 punch-outs
that's
in a game.
impressive, yeah.
Right, but I don't think I came within 4 or 5 of that in any other start in my career. And there was about 250 of them. So I didn't strike anybody out. That was funny, but not over the course of the season, over the course of a month.
Well, you were a pitch-to-contact guy.
You better believe it. Lots of contact.
That strike on the outside corner to McDonald 0-2. What was the question? Who calls?
Well,
who calls the pitches?
You know, like a manager. You know, would they call the pitches? Now, I can say this. Who calls the pitches is the pitcher, obviously, is the guy that's going to throw the ball. It's his win. It's his loss. It's his ERA. He makes the final decision. Obviously, the catcher is going to be the guy who calls the initial pitch, and then the pitcher has the right to shake. Now, very rarely, I mean, I've never actually heard of it, where a manager would actually call pitches. I mean, outside of college, you hear about, you know, managers, coaches doing it all the time. Mm-hmm. But at the professional level, I mean, it's never come to my knowledge that a manager or a pitching coach was calling pitches, you know, from the bench. I cannot speak to that whatsoever. I mean, it may have happened, but you could imagine, you know, that gets back. You know, it doesn't work out. It does work out. They expect you to be professional, and it's your ball game. And I guarantee you, a lot of these pitchers find out that a pitching coach or a manager is calling their pitches or highly suggesting them to the catcher to where they stay with it. There's going to be some issues in that clubhouse. I promise you that.
There might be some cases where a pitcher would want a pitching coach to call some pitches.
Well, you know, a lot of that happens in between innings.
Yeah.
You know, where you'll come in and a pitching coach sees something, your catcher sees something, and they'll say, hey, listen, next time around, I think you can really stay hard in on this guy. You know, you talk about it and you go execute it. But once you get out there, it's your game.
Down to third, nice pickup by Evan and his throw to first in time. Do you ever have a case, you know, you do see situations where pitchers and catchers disagree, and you're right, it ultimately is the pitcher's decision, but it's so much better when you're in sync. It's kind of like working with you now. When everybody's in sync, everybody's comfortable. You get a rhythm.
Everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Everybody wins.
Did you ever find yourself in a situation where you so consistently didn't want to throw the pitch that the catcher put down
sure.
that it became a factor in the rhythm of the game and all that?
It makes it tough to pitch when you are not on board with your catcher and you feel like you're constantly battling him throughout at-bat after at-bat after at-bat. It makes you work twice as hard.
High fly ball, not too deep to left, and Sam Fold is there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning here for Jeff Neiman. Bottom half of the frame coming, 2-0 Blue Jays. Home run last night and in tonight's game and all season long. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. It will be Longoria, Joyce, and Upton for the Rays here in the second inning. Rays down by a couple, and the pitch to Evan is inside as he restarts his at-bat. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch is up again a bit, 2-0. We're talking about the synchronicity, if you will, of a pitcher and catcher working together, and the catcher putting down the signs and the pitcher saying, sure, that's exactly what I had in mind. The flip side of that is a situation where he's consistently asking for a pitch that's not the top pitch on your list.
Yeah, and that makes it tough to pitch. It really does. You were talking, it really makes you have to work harder. I mean, a game's hard enough as it is when you're working in sync with your catcher, but when you're constantly battling him on pitches,
Longoria on 4 pitches,
then it really taxes your mind, makes it tougher. This pitch right here looked pretty good. I'm surprised they walked him. Fastball down in the zone.
And John Farrell had that look on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Where was that?
You as a pitcher, you got to have that. That's catching a lot of plate at the knees. And right where you're supposed to pitch. But, on the flip side of that is where you get to working with the catcher and you're so in sync. You've gone over the scouting report, before the game started. You know how you want to attack these guys. He takes an interest in what's working for you that day, how your pitchers are moving, breaking, your command, and really takes a lot of pride in calling a good game. And I can remember working with Tim Laker back in 2003, especially the second half of that year, where we would get to a close game, and this happened probably 3 or 4 times, where it would be a 1-run game in the 6th, 7th inning, and you come off and you've got a Gary Sheffield, a power hitter coming up in the following inning. He's in the 3-hole, and you're sitting there talking to him on the bench, and you say, hey, listen, we've established the fastball in. We got a 1-run lead. It's going to be the 7th inning. No fastballs in to Sheffield, whoever it may be. We're not throwing him a fastball in. You'll mess around with them away, try to sink it off there, change up, no fastballs in. We're not going to let him beat us in there late in the game like this. And all of a sudden you'd get out in the middle of the inning, and I'd be working through a sequence to the particular hitter, and all of a sudden I'm standing on the rubber thinking
I know where you're going.
Fastball in is the right pitch right here. And I'd look in for the sign, and you'd see Laker looking up at the hitter, and then he just throw down fastball in. And it's almost like you got goosebumps. Because you're like, I just told him that we're not calling that pitch. But as I'm standing on the rubber realizing, oh my gosh, we have him so set up for this pitch, and he realizes the same thing and calls it even though I told him not to. I mean, you talk about confidence in making a pitch. Make this pitch, you're going to get the result you desire. And that is the other end of the spectrum, and that's where you play in another level.
Yeah, and you have to throw a pitch with conviction, and I would imagine that you throw that pitch with more conviction than any you've ever made before.
No, that's absolutely right. That's where you're just like, execute the pitch, and you're going to get the result. And that's the key, confidence. Throw a pitch with conviction. I'd rather have you throw the wrong pitch with conviction than the right one and not feel good about it.
Joyce out on strikes here. He was down in the count 1-2 against Morrow, and he makes a pretty good pitch right here.
Yeah, slider. That's that hard slider. That one, the break not as big, but still it gets under the bat of Joyce.
So with Longoria at first and 1 out, here's B.J. Upton. BJ hitting .248 for the year. Against righties, he's hitting .284. And he connected last night off the right-hander, John Roush. Roush had made just a great pitch for strike 1 and then threw him this fastball, and BJ ended the game with that swing.
2 pitches, don't make a mistake. First pitch, slider down and away at the knees. The next one, mislocation, all game.
Pitch came up and in, and it sounded as if time might have been called And Molina's talking with Chad Fairchild as to whether that pitch was going to count or not. Right now it's posted at 1-1, and there were no demonstrative signals by Fairchild other than maybe a vocal decision on that.
Time may have been called by somebody up in the stands.
Yeah. And no pitch said. So the count is 1-2. That fastball fouled away, and that's up there at 97.
Hey, he's shown good velocity.
Nope. You know what? It's 0-2. Fairchild just made the indication that that pitch was a no pitch. So it's 0-2. Nothing at the time in the way of hand or arm signals, but vocally, I'm not really supposed to be able to hear that. According to the last hearing test I took, the pitch is swinging a miss. And Upton is out on strikes. All kinds of strange things are going on.
I think it's time for me to step out.
Well, 2 outs.
So you're going to give us a rundown on what you're supposed to be able to hear and what, you kind of open that can of worms.
My doctor said that I can't hear women and children, and my wife said, "What, did you pay for that diagnosis?"
I see sometimes you have selective hearing on when I talk to you, and I'm neither.
There's a one hopper to second. McDonald takes care of that, but I would never be convicted guilty in a courtroom for that. We're at the end of 2-0 Toronto.
All he does is bad talk us all. Telling everybody we need 9 days rest after throwing 110 pitches.
Look at the hand gestures. He was hurt. He was hurt. He was hurt by that?
I'm at 17 in it.
Hey, there are critics everywhere.
Hey, I know. I love it. Little give and take from the boys.
Yeah. Sounds of the game.
At least they're paying attention. Right?
That's more than we do.
You got to look at it.
Here's Corey Patterson leading off the third. 1-0 to count. Patterson, Escobar, and Lind. Blue Jays with a couple of runs in the first on the home run by Adam Lind. 1-1 to count. Price thought he needed a few extra days rest, throwing 110 pitches.
Yeah, I know where that came from.
Count goes to 1-2. The Rays winners last night to even the homestand at 2-2. Line foul down toward the bullpen. Curveball foul. Well, we take a look at what the Rays have done since the 11th of April. They put together the best record at 15-5. They were 0-6 and went 15-5. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Joyce has time to get over there and makes the catch just inside the line. He made the catch for the out.
Yeah, who'd have thought that quick of a turnaround? 0-6 and then 1-8. Things were kind of scuffling along, and then boy, oh boy, talk about righting the ship in a hurry. 15-5.
There's a strike to Escobar. Short on the bat. The pitch is down a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's inside. 2-1. Well, the Rays will wrap up this series in the homestand tomorrow. Tap toward third. Longoria with a pickup and throw, and that takes care of Escobar.
That was a nice play by Evan Longoria. You know, he's cutting across in front of the shortstop position while charging that ball, and the ball kind of bounced back where he had to field it off of his right leg and then get the ball out and throw. Almost overran this ball. You'd like to field it out in front of you, but you watch his ball kick back a little bit. He's got to reach back for it. Still makes it look easy as he comes in. There it is. You see that had to little change the eyesight there where the glove went. Man, nice play.
Adam Lind takes a breaking ball over for a strike on the first pitch. Then hit the home run in the first inning. And lines it into center and has another hit. A 2-out single. That gives him 10 out of 23 against Neiman. He's hitting .435 off him now.
Well, here it is. Just a little sinker on the outside corner. Adam Lind. Enough plate coverage off the end of the bat. He gets it into center field for a 2-out hit.
Juan Rivera stepping in. And he pops it up. Zobrist at second. That'll take care of the Blue Jays. They get a hit, leave a man. Grignac, Jaso, and Bull coming up for the Rays. 2-0 Toronto. Luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase tickets or for more information. Rays shortstop Reed Brignac leading off against Brandon Morrow. And Morrow throws him a breaking ball, a curveball here to start the bottom of the third. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. Followed that curveball with a mid-90s fastball.
Up and in. It's a tough sequence to handle if you got the bat in your hand.
One ball, two strikes. Morrow coming off a start in Texas. He had a no decision in that game. Gave up a couple of earned runs and 6 hits in 6 innings. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 6. And Brignac is going to be out on strikes with a toss down to first. One away here in the third. Time to check in with Todd Callis.
More questions on Ask the Announcer segment of Website Wednesday. You can log on to FoxSportsFlorida.com. Click on the Rays link to ask your question. The last one comes from Ken. He wants to know about all these alternating lineups for the Rays, whether that can be a positive or a negative for the team. Gentlemen?
Well, there's the lineup tonight as it now stands. And Joe Maddon, if he doesn't lead the league, he's certainly going to be among the league leaders and managers when it comes to variations of that lineup. And I think in an ideal situation, you'd have pretty much a set lineup. But the Rays necessarily have to mix and match. And that's what he's done this year. And, you know, when you look at the lineup that he puts out each day and you try to break down the numbers, I mean, there have been times when there have been some fairly anemic averages, you know, in 4 or 5 or, you know, better than half of the lineup at times. And so he has to look for the matchups that make sense. And so he'll break it down more than just the basic average matchup, lefty, righty, maybe one particular hitter against one particular pitcher. He's looking for all of those, trying to give the Rays an edge somewhere in that lineup. Jaso rolls it to second, 2 gone.
Yeah, you know, I look at it this way. You would love, in a perfect world, like you said, to throw a lineup out there, have it to be consistent, you know, have at least 5 or 6 setters hit, and that would be the way that it goes, and everybody knows the spot they're going to hit in. Well, you know what? This lineup isn't good enough to do that. You don't have 4 or 5 guys that you can pencil into a spot and say, that's your spot, that's what you're going to do. It's just not that kind of a lineup. So Joe Maddon's job is to win baseball games. And so in his opinion, in the opinion of his staff, the best way to do that is to play matchups. It's to move guys around and try to create the best possible scenario to put pressure on that pitcher and pressure on the defense in a given night. And he's done it quite successfully so far, and that's something he's going to continue to have to do because this lineup is not built where you would like it, where you roll out the first 5, 6 hitters in the lineup and then mix and match down at the end. He's got to do it all the way through, and that's what he feels he needs to do to win ball games.
2 strikes the count to Sam Fold. 2 outs with the bases empty. And I could not agree more on that. I think every manager would love just to pencil in a lineup, a set lineup every day. Swing and a miss, and so Fold is out of there. Maddon has said that the club's got to find another way to win, and that's another one of those ways that they have to explore to win. As we move into the fourth, and it's time for the trivia question presented by AT&T. How many players in Major League history have a perfect 1,000 batting average with a minimum of 2 at-bats? Well, if you were with us last night, you have a head start on the answer to that one.
And you thought Sam Fuld was legendary.
One strike the count to Edwin Encarnacion. There's a base hit. One hop in front of Sam Fuld and left. 5 hits now allowed by Jeff Neiman. That brings up David Cooper. Cooper grounded out to second his first time. Lines it up the right side. That ball's headed back toward the corner. Encarnacion is hitting third, and Butterfield is going to wave him home. The throw's not going to be in time. It's a double for Cooper, and now it's 3-0 Toronto. Encarnacion scores from first on the double.
Now, Cooper didn't waste any time here. Almost looks like this is like a little sinker. Wants a ball down and away. Not a lot on the velocity. Ends up down and in. Just drops the bat head. Gets it down into the corner. Encarnacion, a good read on that. And Brian Butterfield sends him in.
Now here's the veteran catcher, Jose Molina. And he bunts the ball third base side. Jaso makes the play. Over to third goes Cooper. And Jose Molina sacrifices. That's the first out.
Well, how Molina got that ball down. And the first pitch breaking ball way down there. I mean, he pinched it right off the dirt.
Yeah, he bunted a pitch that Vladimir Guerrero routinely swings at and drives somewhere.
Yeah.
So the infield comes in with John McDonald at the plate and Cooper, the runner, at third. And the curveball is over for a strike. Blue Jays scored twice in the first when Adam Lynn belted a 2-run home run. Cooper is double homer run in the fourth inning. He's now at third base. Pitch in, and McDonald started to go, tried to check. The count is 0-2.
I think that was a little sinker there by Jeff Neiman. That late movement really got John McDonald tied up.
Coming into this game, the opposition was hitting .275 against Neiman overall. But with men in scoring position, that's now up to .324. Ball, 2 strikes. Trying to limit the damage right here. McDonald, the number 9 hitter, and Davis is on deck with Cooper at third. Breaking ball thrown into the dirt wide. 2-2.
That ball was way off the plate. That was a nice job by John Jaso to be able to get out and snare that pitch. That wasn't your typical breaking ball in the dirt. He had to really slide to his right to get out there and get it. Not an easy play to make.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Brignac. Reach throw to first with Cooper holding at third. 2 outs now with that man still there at third base. And we'll go back around to the top of the batting order. Rajah Davis. Davis singled to open the game. Stole second, went to third on a ground ball, and then scored on the home run. 1 hopper, 2 Brignac. His throw to first, and plenty of time this time. And that retires the side. 1 run scores. It's 3-0 Toronto, mid-4. Coming to hit in the bottom of the 4th. Let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. How many players in MLB history have a perfect 1,000 batting average with a minimum 2 official at-bats? 10 in the history of the game. How about that? And look at that. John Paciorek, we mentioned him last night, of the Houston Colt 45s. And more at-bats and more hits than any of them, followed by Esteban Yan, one of the highlights.
It's hard to believe a guy named Doc Tonkin played near the turn of the century.
That list went all the way back to 1902, I think.
It did. That was a normal name.
Then Zobrist takes a strike. Andy Sonnenstein starts to loosen in the Rays bullpen, and we've noticed it here through the early part of this game that Neiman's velocity's been down a little bit.
It has. Early in the game, he was 89, topping at 90. And then as the game moved on, some of those pitches that we thought maybe were off speed, sinkers, 85, 86. That's a definite drop in velocity by Jeff Neiman.
A 2-strike count to Zobrist. Damon will be next, and then Longoria. And he is out on strikes. Zobrist caught looking. First out here in the inning.
Well, this is an explosive backdoor cutter. 91 miles an hour. That ball comes out of the hand. It's got such good velocity and tight spin that Ben Zobrist's mind tells him ball off the plate away. A little late movement on it, catches the outside corner.
So 5 strikeouts for Morrow. Johnny Damon Strike one on the foul ball. Damon shoots one the other way. Base hit into left. So the Rays pick up their first hit tonight. Instead of fastball on a line into left field.
This ball stays elevated for Johnny Damon, so all he has to do is make a straight swing across. See, that didn't have to reach down for it. Just straight across, boom, line it the other way.
So Damon collecting the first hit for the Rays here tonight. And Evan Longoria, who walked in the second inning, steps in. And there's a pitch swung on and a shot back into left. That's going to be off the bottom of the wall and sticks at the very bottom of the fence. Here comes Damon trying to score. He is out at the plate. Joe West coming down from first base to make the call at the plate. That ball stuck there, and Molina would not allow Damon to get to the plate on the double by Evan Longoria, and the Rays are still without a run.
Well, you thought the Rays had a chance to steal one when this ball gets stuck. The first pitch, Evan Longoria jumps all over it. Right there, the ball gets stuck. Now Rivera's got to run and get it. Tom Foley's going to send Johnny Damon, and then here's the play. You just see he never gets to the plate. Great job of blocking, sealing off the plate, Johnny Damon. You see, he never got there.
Jose Molina worth every cent the Blue Jays pay him, as
boy, just
not
pinched.
Really a frontline catcher either, but well, what a good catcher he is.
Playing like that. I mean, a guy like that is absolutely invaluable. He knows how to call a game. He knows how to nurse a pitcher through a ball game. He's got a great arm, good catch and throw guy. He'll shut down the running game on you. And you see right there with the block of the plate, the way he pinched Johnny Damon's left foot down and just never let him get there. He's just a top-notch veteran catcher. Be fortunate to have him on your team.
So Matt Joyce swings and misses, and the count is 1-1. So Longoria picks up his first extra base hit of the year and is denied his first run batted in of the season. So 2 outs. Longoria on second, 1-1 to Joyce. He misses the fastball up. It's 1-2. Joyce struck out his first time on a cutter from Brandon Morrow. He chops it to the right side, off the mid of Lynn. Throw to first is not going to be in time, dropped anyway. And Longoria moves to third as Joyce reaches.
Well, there's an opportunity. Brandon Morrow had Joyce down in the count with 2 outs. Try to take advantage of this. Little in-between hop off the glove of Adam Lynn. Can't recover in time. The Rays get another shot here.
So Longoria putting on the brakes over there at third as Matt Joyce gets credit for a base hit. So that gives him a mini 6-game hitting streak now. They gave him a base hit. He's at home.
I had that same look that John Farrell just gave Chad Fairchild.
Here's B.J. Upton.
Do they give out airs anymore?
B.J. takes the pitch upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Longoria third, Joyce at first. And a foul ball straight back into the upper deck. Fastball. It's 1-1. BJ takes one inside. 2 balls and a strike. Well, the Rays have put 3 consecutive base runners aboard, but so far no runs. And there is a ball. 3-1. Brandon Morrow tonight making his 3rd start. He got a late start to the season. 3-1 now. And a big cut. Upton missed the fastball, and that one in there at 98.
Reaching back for a little bit more. He's going to come with the 3-1 heater. BJ Upton, more than likely, if he gets it, he's going to try to knock it out of here. This is just power against power, and he gets it by him.
So now the count is full. Yeah, Morrow had some forearm tightness, so he got it started late. 3-2. Joyce will break from first. And the pitch, strike 3 call on the outside corner. A fastball at 97, and Upton not happy with that call. Rays lead 2, do not score. We are through 4. It's 3-0 Toronto. And Andy Sonnenstein will make his 6th appearance. No wins nor any losses, and an earned run mark of 289. He'll face Corey Patterson, the number 2 hitter, in John Farrell's lineup tonight. Escobar and Lind will follow. And a bunt attempt right back to Sonnenstein, and the underhanded toss in time. Patterson is the first out.
Here's Jeff Neiman, a little split finger that ended up down and into Adam Lynn that he put a charge into to give the Jays an early 2-0 lead. I think that was the point where Jeff said get off the plate, coming up and in on Encarnacion, and then Cooper drives in the third run.
Escobar pitches down, and the line on Neiman tonight: 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Hit a man and gave up that home run, and with his velocity down a bit, the Rays make a change after 4 innings.
There's something definitely not right.
Two-one to Escobar. Just a little bit high. 3 balls and a strike. And he was in the game Sunday against the Angels. There's a strike, 3-2. He took over for Alex Cobb, who had made his major league debut, and then left 1 out into the 5th inning, and Sonnenstein pitched an inning and 2/3 in that one. Fly ball right field, sending Joyce back toward the track, but he has plenty of room and makes the catch. 2 outs. That was that debut by Alex Cobb when the Rays figured that he had telegraphed some of his pitches, and frankly something, BA, that you had picked up early in that outing about the youngster. He threw the ball well, but he's got to not telegraph pitches.
Yeah, this is hard enough when they don't know what's coming. But yeah, it was something that we saw in the booth 2-3 hitters into the game. It was pretty obvious. So he's been made aware of it. He'll obviously make that adjustment and be better for it. But you can certainly see that he definitely has the potential to be a major league pitcher for a long time.
Yeah, the pitch is high, 1-1. I ran into him in the tunnel after the game. He's talked with him, and he obviously would have preferred to have gotten a win after getting that lead, but his spirits were good, and I think he's pretty confident that he'll be back. Line drive, and Lynn has a 2-out base hit. There was certainly enough there, aside from the telegraphing the pitches, to really like about Alex Cobb in that outing. So Lynn's at first. Juan Rivera, who has doubled and has popped to the second baseman. So Andy's role on this club has been a very difficult role. Ground ball back to third. Nice stop by Longoria. Sets himself and one-hops the throw to first to take care of Rivera. Another outstanding play by Longoria, but he makes it look so routine that you almost think, well, that's just another play he makes all the time. Well, it is another play that he makes all the time. home run of the year, the second lifetime against Neiman. And David Cooper, the DH, double home the other run, scoring Edwin Encarnacion in the fourth inning. Meanwhile, Brandon Morrow has been as good as you would expect. 4 innings, a couple of walks, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, and no runs. And as we go to the bottom of the 5th, it's Casey Kochman to lead off. Pitch away. Rays lost a base runner at the plate in the 4th inning when Johnny Damon was blocked off the plate by Jose Molina, the catcher, and tagged out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. Kochman came into the game hitting .357 this year at Tropicana Field. And .371 against righties. A little under 30 at bats. It's low. So the count goes full. Kochman checked in time, draws the walk. So a leadoff walk, and the Rays for the second time tonight put the leadoff hitter in an inning aboard.
A full count heater up and away, not even close.
Now Reed Brignac. Reed for the year hitting .209, still looking for his first extra base hit and trying to solve Brandon Morrow. There goes the runner. Brignac bunts through the pitch, and the throw not in time. How about that? A stolen base for Kochman, his first. Brignac bunted through the pitch, and Kochman picks up a steal.
Well, not expecting Kochman to be moving. Throw by Molina. A little bit offline, up and away. He's able to get in there under the tag of Escobar.
The Rays had a single, double, single out of Damon, Longoria, and Joyce in the 4th, but did not score. And the pitch is popped up, and it's caught by Morrow. Time to take a look at the upcoming race schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Day game tomorrow. It's a 1:10 first pitch, and then the Rays hit the road, go to Baltimore and Cleveland. As we look forward to the upcoming race schedule, you can look forward with Just for Men Hair Color. Here's John Jaso. Pitch is a strike. Jaso grounded to second base his first time. And that's a strike on the corner, puts him way behind in the count. It's down. mean, this guy throws his slider at 89 and 90.
That's a good fastball.
Wow.
He wanted that slider there down and in. You throw the 2 fastballs in to get him thinking about hard close to him. You drop that slider right off the same plane. They usually swing right over the top of it. That pitch, not quite the extension that Morrow needed to execute it.
This one wide. 2-2. Morrow 10-7 last year in his first full season as a starting pitcher. Ground ball right side. Lynn will make the play unassisted as Kochman advances to third. So 2 outs with a man in third, and we'll go to the top of the order. Here's a reminder to be on the lookout for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming up later in tonight's game. There's a start on tonight's greatest moment. Well, Sam Fold has gone out pitcher first and has struck out. 0 for 2. And Fold bunts, pops it up. Foul ball, and it's going to be out of the reach of Morrow. Morrow coming off the mound in between Molina and Lynn, and he had the best shot, but could not get there in time.
Unwilling to leave his feet. You right here get this pop up in the infield. Boy, you'd love to have that caught in the inning. No one able to get there.
You know, the way he throws, if you could put down a couple of bunts and get him off the mound and make him run around a little bit, I mean, that might work.
You got to try something because his stuff it's electric.
His stuff is so good, it's tough to bunt.
Well, the couple times that they've tried it, he's elevated the fastball. Not that he knows that, it just happened to work out that way. Trying to squeeze bunt, you're not trying to elevate it on the hitter, but it shows you how hard it is to get on top of it, even if you're just trying to bunt it.
And a popper into short left. Rivera coming in is there and makes the catch, retiring the side. Rays leave a man. We're through 5. It's 3-0 Toronto.
In BP today.
I just moved it up. So now I got nothing for a whip.
Oh, there you go.
But
You're handsy. Kind of like how I was today. Yeah! The ball's out of here.
3-0 the score. You saw James Shields swinging that bat in BP. And I don't know if he heard the big O on the O-zone on the pregame. Ground ball down to third. And Longoria takes care of Encarnacion. Orestes was talking about why Matt Joyce was swinging the bat so well. Just throwing that knob right at the baseball, and he at his toss back to Todd, he's you're throwing the knob right at you.
Yeah,
big boy, and that's what James Shields was doing there. You could see those pitches from Hickey. Same technique. He had that knob, throwing the knob right at the baseball and making great contact.
That's how you have success. You want to have success? Throw the knob.
1-0 to count to David Cooper. Upton back into center field there, makes the catch. 2 gone. So Encarnacion has grounded out. Cooper hit the fly ball to center. And here is Jose Molina. That's breaking hitting down in its simplest form. And if you can do that in a very complicated endeavor, that's really the smartest thing you can do.
Well, think about it. And when you throw the knob like that, that's when they talk about being quick with the hands and keeping the hands, those fastballs in. You always talk about, he was quick with his hands. Well, think about it.
Here's Molina lifting a fly ball toward the line in left. And Fold is there. Speaking of quick hands and a quick inning. Bottom of the 6th. Coming up, 3-0 Toronto.
Jeff Neiman from the Rays clubhouse. Guys, they are calling it tightness in the back. So the back is tightened up a little bit. Precautionary measure. They take him out of the game. And we do have another question on our website Wednesday. Ask the announcers. You see Neiman's line on the day. 4 innings before the back tightened up. 6 hits, 3 earned runs while he was in there. Our next question comes from David. He wants to know about J.P. Howe. He's actually pitching tomorrow for AAA Durham out of the bullpen. They want to know, when he comes back, where will he be in the bullpen? Will he have a chance to close games, or will we see more of what he did in 2008, where he was more 7th and 8th inning? Guys, back to you.
Yeah, JP's made 4 appearances so far, a couple in the extended spring training and 2 with Class A Charlotte. And now, as Todd mentioned, scheduled to pitch tomorrow with the Durham Bulls in their game against Syracuse. Ben Zobrist here leading off the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-0 the count. And there's a strike. Well, when J.P. Howell comes back ready to go, the interesting thing about that, I think, is I mean, Madden can use him in any number of roles in the bullpen. Hot shot, one hop past Escobar. Here's Zobrist hustling his way into second, safe as he goes in head first. Boy, he hit that ball sharply, and Escobar made a wave at it, and that was it. Extra base hit for Zobrist.
Yeah, playing the Olay game. Escobar wanted no part of this hot shot. Leaning back, and then Ben Zobrist. Maybe this is something to get the Rays offense going against Brandon Morrow. Little spark there. This ball hit right at Escobar, and he wanted nothing to do with it.
Now here's Johnny Damon. Damon lifts a fly ball into right. Davis closing. He'll make the catch. Zobrist tags, headed to third, and he is safe at third. He got in there around Encarnacion. Boy, that was a real battle for the bag at third base.
Strong hands. That's why you work the rice bucket. Rajay Davis with a good throw here. Good strong throw. One hop. Ben Zobrist smart going with the hand wide, and it never left the bag. It slid down the whole back side of it, but never left. You see? Those fingertips. That's it. Fingertip push-ups in the rice bucket. Good shot here in Foxmo.
Boy, that was close. And Zobrist kept his hand on the bag. He's at third now with one out for Evan Longoria as the Rays try to break through here against the hard-throwing right-hander. 1-0 the count. So the point on Howell is that he's done everything in the bullpen, from long relief to close and all the spots in between. And the way this bullpen sets up right now, I can see him using any of those roles.
Yeah, it's going to depend on matchups. I really think that off the top, there'd be no reason to really mess with what's going on at the back end. I mean, Kyle Farnsworth has done a tremendous job as the closer. Not a ton of opportunities, but he's come in and done a nice job and converted on all of them. So, Joel Peralta is one of those guys that is going to get a lot of eighth inning work. I think J.P. Howell is going to move in to that eighth inning role, depending on, matchups, what the opposing lineup looks like. I doubt he'll move right into the closer's role, though, but he definitely is going to take, on a huge, role down in that bullpen because of what he brings to the table, his past success. And he's throwing the ball well right now.
Yeah, a healthy J.P. Howell certainly gives you a lot of options out there. You're better off with depth. 2-2 now to Evan Longoria. And you know how Madden loves to mix and match, not only when he makes a lineup card out, but when he uses that bullpen.
Good slider there by Morrow. But you're right. You watch Joe Madden go out and make some moves during the course of an inning, pitching moves. You start to wonder if he's got escalator clauses in the contract.
2-2 upstairs. Fastball at 96. So the count is full.
The bottom line is he will be used in meaningful roles. No question.
Three balls, two strikes. And that pitch inside. Longoria draws the walk. Evan on for the third time. First and third, one out for Matt Joyce. And let's see if Joyce can break through. It's been a struggle for Matt against Brandon Morrow. He had that base hit, that infield hit that Lynn had trouble corralling at first base in the fourth. Struck out on the cutter in the second inning. So he's now 1 for 8 lifetime against this guy. And he fouls it back. That fastball was up at 97. Good velocity. He was ready. He took a rip at that first pitch fastball. But at 97, he fouls it back.
Well, he doesn't want to get to the slider, so if you're going to give him a fastball out over the plate, you better believe he's going to come out of his shoes. And Brandon Morrow, understanding the situation here, a 3-run lead, Rays have a little something going. He's going to try to get nasty.
0-2.
Took a little something off that fastball and threw it right down the outside corner.
Matt came into the game 4th in the league in hitting. And starts to go, checked in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now that has been the MO for Brandon Morrow. Get ahead of Matt Joyce and then come with the slider. That he almost gets him to bite. Matt's able to hold up.
Now the 1-2 pitch. And it's foul behind George Hendrick and down toward the bullpen.
That was the same sequence as the last at bat. The slider that he didn't quite get down and in that Joyce was able to hold up on. The last time he threw that slider, he hit the ball off the glove of Lynn. This one he hooks just foul. Matt Joyce might be getting wise to the down and in and might be able to try that fastball away now.
Lifted into center field. Patterson will make the catch. The tag by Zobrist. He will score. And so Zobrist hustle converted into a run here. The Rays are on the board. It's 3-1.
Well, that shows you what hustle does. I mean, Ben Zobrist could have taken a base hit. The first time he hustles into second base and then tags up on the fly ball. Good for a run. Maybe it makes a difference.
Well, that's the kind of baseball that when you hear Joe Madden talk about playing the Rays way, that's what he's talking about. That kind of aggressive play that we saw from Ben Zobrist.
Well, first of all, if he's not hustling out of the box and he's happy to take his single when he swings the bat, then he's on first base. The fly ball, obviously, he's not going to tag up on that. Maybe he moves to second on the walk. Fly ball to center field. I mean, plus 2 bases in a run.
Now B.J. Upton. B.J. ended the game last night. His 3rd career walk-off. BJ pops it up foul, carrying near the dugout. That's going to be out of play, and a good catch by that young fan right there. How about that for a grab? Well, he earned that souvenir.
Yes, he did. Front row, the glove, put it to good use.
This is worth Foxmo.
Nice. Good reach.
Yeah.
What a play. Andrew Friedman calling him down.
Yeah, that's right now. Well, the Rays have all those draft picks. Would he be eligible for the draft in June? One strike the count now.
He's going to establish residency in Mexico and sign as a free agent.
Yeah, that's it. Side with the highest bidder. Inside. 1-1. of 12 lifetime against Brandon Morrow. So he has some catching up to do against this guy. Almost every hitter has some catching up to do with him when he throws 97. 1-2.
Reluctant swing. That's wanting to swing and then realizing as you start it, you have no chance on the certain pitch. And you just give up on the swing.
So now he's behind in the count. Right off the bag, Longoria right back on the bag. Rays with a run home, down by 2. And strike 3 call. Fastball over the outside edge. That retires the side. 3-1 through 6, Toronto. Leading the Rays, you can own a piece of history with your very own game used jersey from opening day. Visit RaysBaseball.com/auctions to bid on all the jerseys from opening day. Andy Sonnenstein on the hill. First pitch up a little bit. A breaking ball that John McDonald ducked. McDonald is 0 for 2. A couple of ground balls, one to third and the other one to short. The right-hander, Juan Cruz, up in the bullpen for the Rays. Foul ball makes the count 1-1. Final game of the series tomorrow, and the wrap-up game of the homestand. David Price will pitch for the Rays, and Ricky Romero has been scratched from that start. Kyle Drabek will pitch for the Blue Jays tomorrow. And there's a bunt. Good one. Barehanded pickup by Longoria, and a throw in plenty of time. Boy, Evan has been so picture perfect tonight at third base. He's made at least 3 difficult plays, and they've all looked easy.
Well, this is our Home Depot doing more on defense. Evan's so good at reading the bunt. And then how about that with the bare hand? That was a good bunt by John McDonald. He got him by plenty. Look at that jump that he got on McDonald. The bare hand and the throw accurate.
Now the pitch into Davis is a strike. You know, that's the mark of such a great defensive player when he makes those great plays, and they look so easy, because that may be, third baseman will tell you, that might be the toughest play when you've got to come in either on a bunt or a full swing, and it's a little swinging bunt, to come in and barehand a ball and make that play. If it's not the toughest play a third baseman makes, it's certainly one of the toughest.
Well, you're charging, barehanding that ball or out of the glove. You're throwing on the run. You're running directly at home plate. You're throwing on the run there completely across your body, and you've got to be accurate, and you've got to get enough on the throw to beat the runner. I mean, all the way across your body here. On the run. How about that? How about right off the raise on the chest, Casey Kochman?
And that's the way he throws all the time, whether it's at second base or to first. He just makes perfect throws. Here's Patterson taking a strike.
And that's what you hope, that you never take his defense for granted, because he does make it look so easy, and it is far from it.
A ball and a strike. Ground ball to first. Kochman makes that play unassisted. 1, 2, 3. Go the Blue Jays. 7th inning stretch. Rays down 3-1. Sonnenstein to a perfect top half of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Brandon Morrow out there. He's a little over 90 pitches tonight with 7 strikeouts. He's walked 4, allowing the Rays a run on 4 hits. And the first pitch, Casey Kochman takes it low for a ball. It's upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Ground ball back over the head of Morrow, and Escobar can't find the handle on it. So Kochman reaches. That'll be an error charged to Escobar.
Are we sure?
His first of the year.
You know, we saw a ball take a funny hop right there, hit the lip over the head of Brandon Morrow. Kochman hustling. It just, it took a little turn there, and then, boy, a play that has to be made is not. Ray's given another opportunity. Escobar all broken up over it.
Now Dan Johnson will pinch hit for Brignac. The pitch is pop foul. That's out of play. That's a strike. Frazier, the right-hander, Jason Frazier, throwing in the bullpen right now. One and one. So the Rays try to take advantage of the error. There's a strike. 1-2. And a little soft looping liner, but out from second as McDonald to gather that one in for the out. So that's the first out in the Rays' half of the 7th. Here's John Jaso. Jaso, 2 ground ball outs tonight, 1 to second and 1 to first. And he takes a strike around the knees. Brandon Morrow working here in the 7th inning, his 3rd start of the year. Runner takes off, and Jaso fouls it back. And a fastball up. 2 strikes.
Now, obviously, that was a hit and run. Kochman running. Has a stolen base earlier in the game. That fastball, though, up and out of the zone. And that is a tough pitch to try to get on the ground. Hit hard.
Chopper, this one outside the bag, foul. Rays have stranded 5 tonight. And that pitch is up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. More a little over 100 pitches on the evening. Jaso, the number 9 hitter in the Rays lineup this evening, hitting for the 3rd time. To first, and back in goes Kochman. Rays started this game 16-13, running 2nd in the AL East, 2 games back of New York. Pretty close, but that's ball 2. Squares the count.
Well, slider he wanted in, left it away, looked pretty good.
Fox Tracks liked it.
Can't believe we agree.
Man versus machine. 2-2 and another bouncer foul toward the bullpen. Three runs, 7 hits for Toronto. A run, 4 hits for the Rays. And a line drive base hit into right field. Kochman will stop after rounding second. First and second. That was a battle of an at-bat, and Jaso comes through with a single.
Yeah, and I don't know why they kept continuing to go to that pitch. You can see Jaso getting more comfortable with it, and then finally they go to it again. Well, that's why, because Molina wanted that ball away. He wanted to backdoor the breaking ball, and Morrow yanked it across the plate. Jaso, he doesn't know any better. He just rips it into right field.
So pitching change coming. 2 men on, back in a moment. Supercuts. Get in, get confident. Supercuts every time. And by your local Southern Ford dealers. Back here at Tropicana Field, the Rays trying to build an inning. It has not been easy tonight. They're down by 2. Jason Frazier is the new pitcher. You know, while they made that pitching change, John Farrell had a little discussion with the first base umpire, Joe West, who's the crew chief here. And it was more than just a passing conversation. It started with Chad Fairchild. And before that was over, Joe West got involved. And I think he has to be careful. There were a couple of pitches he thought were pretty good pitches. And, you know, he can't really argue that point. West came down then to move things along.
I have video evidence that he can.
And as we look into that dugout, he's not there, so he may have been ejected.
Either that or he's going back to look at video.
Yep.
You go back there and take a look and see that's exactly what you're seeing and what you're hearing.
Well, there were some close pitches, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the case. Frazier on for the 14th time. 1-1 with a 208 earned run mark.
I got to believe if John Farrell had gotten run, that he would have gotten a little bit more of his money's worth than just walking off like that.
Desmond Morrow out of the game after 6 1/3. Fold looking for his first hit. So we've confirmed that he did get ejected. Foul back, out of play. 1-2 the count. Take another look here as they make the pitching change, and well, right there was kind of a leisurely ejection by Chad Fairchild
on both sides.
And then I mean, that was a pretty sedate exchange for an ejection, but all he has to do is mention a ball and a strike call. Full down to third. Encarnacion steps on the bag, throw to first wide, and Lynn missed the tag. So the Rays will continue the inning. Kochman was out. Jaso moves into second, and Fold reaches on the missed tag, and now we're going to have a little conversation here. West made the call, and Angel Hernandez in over there along with Chad Fairchild, and here comes
you saw the look
rest of the crew. Paul Scheiber.
You saw that look on Joe Madden's face, like, what could you possibly be talking about? Because if they're talking about the tag, who was closer than Joe West?
Yeah.
I mean, what's Chad Fairchild going to see from behind home plate 90 feet away if he got tapped on the back?
Well, they're gonna call it a double play, and now George Hendrick is talking with Joe West, and Madden is going to come in here, and Madden just asked Fold if he was tagged or not, and now Madden, I wouldn't be surprised if Madden doesn't stick around long enough to get ejected and he's gone. That's not surprising at all, and now Joe will get his money's worth with Joe West here. So Madden has been ejected. Both managers in this inning ejected, and this one is a little more demonstrative than the first one. Madden wants to know what in the world could have occurred that would have allowed this to be overruled and become a double play.
Well, that's exactly. Joe's saying if you're calling him out on the tag, who in the world had a closer view than Joe West, and how are you going to see it from that far away to know that he got him on the swipe and hit him in the back?
They're bill of the cap to bill of the cap right here. West has left the scene after the ejection, and that's Angel Hernandez right there. So let's take a couple looks here.
That glove may have got to the jersey of Sam Fold, but watch the foot. Watch the left foot. There he is, and maybe, but who can say that? If Joe West says safe from right where he's standing, how in the world is any umpire, whether it be at home plate, out at second base, going to say definitively overrule that call and say he was tagged on the swipe? That's brutal.
You see where West is positioned.
I don't know, right on top of it.
So his foot's on the bag, and then the tag.
Nicked him on that back of the right arm.
They just missed that call, and a guy from 90 feet overrules it. That's just a bad call.
That's brutal.
Wow. The idea that they would even get together and talk about that and try to make a call from across the infield to overrule it. Bad concept to begin with, and I don't know why they agreed to do that.
That seemed like a pretty good angle there for Joe West. Now, he may be blocked off on whether it got off the whether it got him right there. He may not see that from where he's at, but here's the thing. He called him safe, got help. Who's going to see that tag from across the infield or from home plate?
Absolutely. And I don't know who overruled it, if it was Fairchild or Schreiber or Hernandez.
I think it was Angel Hernandez because that's who Joe went to next.
But that's still 90 feet away. And you might have seen the tag made, but you don't see the foot on the bag before the tag. So here's Juan Cruz now. Escobar at the plate. Cruz, the third Rays pitcher.
What makes it so egregious is because it was overruled. It wasn't like you're asking for help. It was overruled. The guy overruled him from. Yeah, that's poor.
Elliott Johnson now at shortstop. Brignac had been lifted. I mean, that just takes you right out of a possible inning. And here's the other thing that's bad about that. You reward a bad throw. If the throw's on the money, that's one thing. But you reward a bad throw, and that's just a bad call. One and one the count to Escobar, and here's a bunt. Cruz with a pickup and the throw to first, and Escobar is out of there. So Davey Martinez takes over as the skipper of the Rays. So Farrell had been ejected earlier in the inning, and Joe Madden ejected by Joe West. And boy, you can't blame Madden for being upset over that. Here's Adam Lynn. Pitches a strike. A guy from 90 feet overrules it. They reward a bad throw, and it completely changes an inning around. Now, there are lots of reasons to let the original call stand. First of all, it was the right call. Lynn, that's a foul ball just outside the bag. 2 strikes. So Madden ejected for the second time this year. And the Rays are down 3-1 here as we play in the top of the 8th. Lynn has gone 3 for 3. That pitch pretty close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tap foul, holds it at 1-2. You know, the other thing that's interesting about that play is that, Jaso was moving up to second base. Is Angel Hernandez watching to make sure that runner's where he's supposed to be and watching first base at the same time? If he's the guy who overruled the play, how could he do both of those at the same time?
He's that good, apparently.
I mean, wow. Line drive and a base hit into center field. Lind is 4 for 4 tonight. So 1 out base hit. Get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates going fast. So act now to make your private group reservations. Right behind the Rays bullpen. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or online at RaysBaseball.com. Juan Rivera, he was retired in the 5th inning on a very good play by Longoria. Pitch fouled. That's headed out of play. Strike 1. Neiman worked for Sonnenstein and now Cruz. Good 3-inning stint by Andy Sonnenstein tonight. Pitch down, and it's 1-1. Over to first, Lynn back in there. Blue Jays scored 2 in the first on the Lind home run. They got another run in the fourth when Cooper doubled home Encarnacion. The Rays picked up their run in the sixth. Zobra scored on a fly ball to center by Matt Joyce. We're now in the eighth and another move to first. Shot going to be foul out in front. The count is 1-2. Cruz worked an inning in the game on Sunday against the Angels. Picked up a strikeout and allowed a walk. He has been an important part of what has been a very good bullpen for the Rays through the first month plus of the season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we mentioned, the starter Ricky Romero has been scratched because of a left oblique situation, and so tomorrow it'll be David Price against Kyle Drabek. And a foul, that's out of play. Cruz, a lot of movement away from hitters with his pitches. He almost naturally has that cutter look, slider, a lot of sliders. Two balls, 2 strikes. And a liner into right. Joyce is there, and he makes the catch. 2 gone in the inning with Lynn still at first base. Well, let's take a look at our checkers double of the night.
Jeff Neiman, night cut short, little back tightness, and Andy Sonnenstein has came on and did a wonderful job. 3 scoreless innings allowed the Rays offense opportunities to try to get back into this game. But a nice pickup there by Andy.
Inside to Encarnacion. Two and 0. The Rays have 2 shots left, and they're trying to hold the Blue Jays right where they are. Big cut to miss. 2-1. Encarnacion aired it out that time, and the pitch kept moving away from him.
Well, he's taking a shot here to hit it out of the dome. A little cutter, keeping it away from him.
And And a popper short right. Joyce coming in. Matt's there to make the catch to retire the side. We go to the home half of the 8th. 3-1 Toronto.
Ejected by Joe West. Time now for our Auto-Way text poll question of the evening. Compared to the end of spring training, 30 games into the season, what do you think of the Rays' playoff chances? Are you more optimistic than the end of the spring? Are you equally optimistic? Or, TB3, are you less optimistic than when the Rays broke camp? You can text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rate supply. We'll have the results in our Rays Live postgame show, guys.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they'll face Mark Zubczynski, who was in the game last night for an inning, and boy, did he make some great pitches. He is their third pitcher of the night. Ben Zobrist will face him. Francisco up in the bullpen as we start the bottom of the 8th. Frank Francisco. And here's Ben. He doubled and scored in the 6th. And the pitch is a strike. Oh, 2. And a swing and a miss. Down to first to complete the strikeout. Zobrist out of there.
Some nasty off-speed pitches there from Zubczynski, finishing him up with the changeup. We saw it last night. He's got electric stuff. A lot of late movement on the fastball. He's got the tight little slider, the breaking ball. It's a little bit bigger. How about that changeup? Good finishing action. Made that transition to the bullpen very smoothly.
A ball, no strikes to count to Johnny Damon. Two balls, no strikes. Adam Russell busy in the Rays bullpen. Again, Francisco up in the Toronto pen. 2 balls and a strike. And a line drive and a base hit into center field by Damon. So that gives the Rays some life here in the 8th. Base hit by Damon, and it gets Evan Longoria to the plate. 11 has walked, doubled, and walked tonight. He's had more at-bats against Zepchinski than anybody else on the Rays club, 10. And he's 1 for 10 against him. Damon back in at first. Pitch upstairs. One ball, no strikes. Cut and a miss. One ball, one strike. Now, can you go to your mouth while you're right on the mound?
Not in any league I ever played in.
Because he's just done it 3 pitches in a row. Before he's made this third pitch, he's just done it. Check swing foul. The count is 1-2.
And maybe if you fake the wipe up the leg, you can do it.
We'll see if he does it this time. He's done it 3 times.
Well, not after that thing.
Oh,
yep, there you go.
There you go.
Yep. There you have it.
Well, it's cold, and you can.
That's what. I was thinking. AC must be turned on high tonight.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
And I can remember, in those cold weather games, and we had talked about it up in Minneapolis when it was so cold. That the umpire come out and say you can go to your mouth to blow. You can blow into your hand to get a little bit of moisture, but the direct lick of the fingers while standing right behind the rubber, I'm not privy to that rule change.
And strike 3 is called. Longoria caught looking.
That pitch is filthy. Saw that last night. His slider has got such late bite to it. He throws it at a pretty good velocity. 84 miles an hour, and it's late. You see it just freezes Longoria.
Well, he made great pitches last night. He's doing the same here.
You can see why John Farrell likes to go to Chepsinski. He comes in and does a nice job.
Well, here's Matt Joyce. Johnny Damon over at first. Johnny's had 2 hits tonight. It's a foul ball. Joyce has the run batted in. It came on a sacrifice fly to center in the 6th. Struck out single and then delivered the sacrifice fly. I guess you could just load him up if you want.
Apparently so. Just put a bucket of water back there for him.
Yeah.
A little goo.
That's outside. 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. Brandon Morrow worked 6 1/3. The Rays got 1 run, 5 hits off him. Frazier got credit for 2/3 of an inning. And now Zepchinski 2/3, 2 strikeouts, and in between the base hit by Damon. Joyce is out on strikes. He strikes out the side, leaving a man. We're through 8, 3-1 Toronto. Baseball brought to you by Autoway, part of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife and Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. Kaspersky, the most advanced internet security software. You're covered at home, at work, and on the road. And by your greater Tampa Bay area Buick GMC dealers. Well, we go to the ninth inning. Adam Russell is the new Rays pitcher. David Cooper is the hitter, and the first pitch is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, apparently, if you can go to your mouth if you wipe off. The question was, did he wipe? I mean, we know for sure on one of them he did, and our guys were checking, trying to ascertain as to whether he did all the time, and that's that's problematic too.
Yeah, well, open up a can of worms. I mean, I love that. That would be great. Go to your mouth and the false wipe. All you got to do is brush the hand. As long as Angel Hernandez isn't in the house, brush the hand down close to the leg, and they don't know if you touched or not.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The false wipe.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're just trying to stir up some trouble here. we still don't like the idea that Madden was ejected for arguing that call, that they overturned it. And strike 3 call. Cooper caught looking. First out here in the ninth. That's the first strikeout for Rays pitching tonight, by the way.
Backdoor breaking ball, just catching that outside corner.
It's Jose Molina. One ball, no strikes. Russell throws him a strike. Well, Russell trying to hold the Blue Jays here in the ninth inning and give the Rays a shot in the bottom of the ninth. So 1-2 count.
Well, as this season has moved on, you can see the confidence of Adam Russell really start to grow. Stuff has been pretty crispy as of late. The tempo has been awesome. Working at a really good rhythm, get the ball, get right back up on the mound and throw it. That's a sign of a confident pitcher.
2-2 the count. Peralta. Busy in the bullpen. Strike 3 call. Molina caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts of Cooper and Molina by Russell.
Now how about this fastball? At the knees, outside corner, perfectly placed. Not much you can do about that pitch.
So the base is empty and 2 gone. The second baseman, John McDonald. One ball, no strikes. And a little popper, he got it in on him, and Russell's going to make the catch on this one. 1, 2, 3. Rays will have Upton to lead it off. Down 3-1. Jay Upton's going to lead it off. Our inside look from Toyota. We go back to last night when BJ with Ben Zobrist aboard turned the fastball into a 2-run home run and a 3-2 Rays victory. He'll be leading off the bottom of the 9th inning tonight, trying to get something started for the Rays. And he will face the big right-hander, Frank Francisco, making his 6th appearance of the year.
Hey, he's going to get a new face tonight. 1-0 record for Francisco. Opponent's average, impressive, 111.
Mike McCoy's in the game at third base. And here is Upton. The pitch is a strike call. DJ has struck out 3 times tonight, all of that against the starter, Brandon Morrow. Count is 1-1. The corner, says Chad Fairchild.
This pitch
goes to 1-2.
That pitch looked like it was down and off the plate. You get the call here.
Yeah, way off the plate according to Fox Track.
Well, Jose Molina did a nice job of receiving it too. Not a whole lot of glove movement. Sometimes you're able to buy that call.
And strike 3 called, and Upton is going to be ejected. Upton ejected here. This will be the third ejection of this game. And I don't think that pitch was a strike.
No, I don't think it was either. And I think they need to keep B.J. Upton away from Fairchild so he doesn't cost them any more. He is riled up.
It's 3 times Fairchild has called him out on strikes on pitches tonight, and that one was not a strike.
Well, the last 2, the one was off the plate down and away, and then that pitch looked to be off in. And he wasted no time in ringing up B.J. Upton, but they got to keep him away from Fairchild. Yeah, that ball clearly in.
Yep, clearly a ball. Well, you hate to see all that. In a lot of ways, you hate to see all that. You hate to see the poor calls, and the Rays have been on the receiving end of some bad stuff tonight, which you never like to see the ejections either. But BJ ejected by Fairchild, and here's Kochman. 1 ball, no strikes, but boy, it's gotten a little interesting the last couple innings. Let's say that. Wow. Kochman fouls this one back 1-1. You know, it's interesting since Farrell was ejected, this strike zone has gotten really big. I mean, you look at the 8th inning, 3 strikeouts, and then 2 in the top of the 9th, and then this one, a call 3rd strike here in the 9th inning on Upton, and BJ had a frustrating night on calls all night, going back to the 4th inning, the 4th, 6th, and here in the 9th.
Well, to Fairchild's credit, the first couple pitches looked pretty good on BJ, the one in the 4th and the 6th inning, but clearly this one here in the 9th, there were 2 pitches that were not really close. I mean, they were off the plate by many inches.
Well,
he rung him up.
This crew had 3 ejections combined this year coming into this game, and they've gotten 3 tonight. Hernandez had ejected Bud Black earlier this year, and Schreiber, Brad Arnsberg. And there's a walk to Kochman, and West ejected Brad Mills, the Astros manager. So Kochman walks, and now Elliott Johnson will make his first plate appearance since taking over at shortstop for Brignac. Brignac lifted for a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch is a strike to Elliott. Strike 2 to Elliott. Fastball in the mid-90s. Francisco had some shoulder issues this spring and came off the disabled list a couple of weeks ago. And Johnson missed the fastball. So he's out on strikes, 2 gone. And the hitter's going to be John Jaso.
Well, here's the finishing fastball, 94 miles an hour up and away, and you see Elliott Johnson just trying to put that ball in play, and he got it up above the barrel.
Here's John Jaso. He fouls that one. Just a little piece of what appeared to be maybe a split. Around 87. He's in the mid-90s with his fastball.
Now, he also realizes that John Jaso is looking to tie this ball game up. Aggressive, right on top of the plate, looking to do one thing, so he goes off speed right out of the chute.
And stays that way. Breaking ball there, curveball. Count as a ball and a strike. So takes a look at this one low, a fastball. Francisco, the fourth pitcher employed by Toronto tonight. John Jaso trying to keep this game going. Now. And Jaso draws the walk. Couple of walks, 2 outs. Sam Fuld will be the hitter. Wakamatsu pacing a little bit in the dugout, taking over the managerial duties after the ejection of Farrell. So here is Fuld. Sam takes ball 1. Yeah, I don't think the Blue Jays bench was altogether happy with maybe that last call on Jaso. So Fairchild's getting it from both sides a little bit. The pitch is up. 2-0.
Well, there is nobody warming down in the Toronto bullpen, so this is Frank Francisco's inning.
Now we're going to get a pinch runner over at first for the Rays. Jaso will be lifted for Sean Rodriguez. So the Rays put a little added speed at first. They have Kochman at second. Fuld takes it for a strike. A fastball from Francisco. Two balls, 1 strike. Zobrist hoping to get a chance to hit next. 2 on, 2 outs. And it's high. 3 balls and a strike. Kochman reached on a walk. Jaso reached on a walk. Rodriguez running for him. 2 outs, 3-1 the count. And a strike call. So we go to 3-2. Oh, well, that was very close. Looked to be just a little bit off there. That strike zone has become extremely inconsistent. 3-2. Swing and a ground ball to the right side. It skips past McDonald into right. Kochman's going to score. Rodriguez goes to third, and the Rays are still alive. It's a 3-2 ball game. Cole got it through the right side of the infield. A base hit and a run batted in for Sam Cole. It's 3-2.
What's coming here? Sam Fuld reaches out and put it in play. John McDonald, a very good glove man over there at second base, not able to come up with it. That's a play you see him make almost routinely, but it gets over his glove. Kochman scores. Rays within one.
Vaulted out to talk with Francisco and the Toronto infield. And Ben Zobrist will get a chance to bat again in this game. The Rays have Rodriguez at third and Fuld at first base. Sam driving in his 9th run of the year. And Ben Zobrist, who has 2 hits and 6 at-bats lifetime against Francisco, will bat here in the bottom of the 9th. Zobrist. And the first pitch is a strike. Opened him with a split.
Ben Zobrist, good fastball hitter. Geared up, try to tie this game or give the Rays the lead, and he takes off speed.
1-run game now. 0-1. And that one drops in there for a strike. Curveball.
Yeah,
stay away from the hard stuff.
Yeah, well, hey, Ben Zobrist can turn around a fastball. How about that? Drop in a curveball. Not the pitch that Ben wants to drive. Well, he's going to be forced to swing the bat now. 0-2.
Two strikes the count to Zobrist. And the pitch hit on the ground to first, grabbed by Lynn, who steps on the bag and ends this one. He threw him another breaking ball, so he stayed away from the fastball completely. And it's all over. 3-2 the final. We'll be back with the totals in a moment.